Hey guys, Crypto Dad here. Today I'm going to show you how to download and install VirtualBox, the latest version, the Debian way. Okay, so I've probably mentioned this before, but when we download and install software the Debian way, what I'm referring to is downloading the software from a Debian repository in a deb package. And this is the most compatible way to install software in the Debian platform. It's also gives it kind of a unified interface for downloading and installing software, and in fact updating software as well. So that with one apt update, you're updating not only all of your Debian software, your system software, but your third-party software as well. And downloading and installing deb packages makes sure that the developer has prepared a package that is most compatible with Debian. It's not going to break it, and it's not going to put it in strange folders or anything like that. So I'm going to show you how to do that, and then as well we're also going to sort of keep our source lists for our third-party software separate in a specialized folder. And then we're also going to keep our third-party signing keys for our verification in a special folder as well. We're not just going to add it to the Debian repository keyring for our system software. So let me show you how this goes. I'll walk you through it. Okay, so the first step we're going to do is launch our web browser. I'm using Firefox. And we're going to go to the VirtualBox homepage. As you can see here, I'm going to click the link. We're going to download VirtualBox today. It's one of the tools that we're going to need for our stealth system. It's a very important part of it, and so it's good that we do this properly. So I'm going to go over here to Linux. Let me make this a little bigger. Oh, this is good. Linux distributions. And as you can see, there's a lot of packages here that you can download for the other flavors of Unix. I'm going to do the Debian. They have some specialized instructions here. Okay, so their first step here is adding a line to the sources list. I'm not going to do it this way. I'm going to add it as a separate sources file in a special folder. So first I'll show you that folder. Okay, so if we go to our file manager here, we click other locations, computer, we're going to the etc folder in the apt folder. And you can see here in the apt folder our sources.list, that's our main sources, and those are our Debian repositories. But there's also a specialized folder here, sources.list.d or directory, and inside that you can see I already have one third-party repository line for Sublime Text. So I'm going to do the same thing with the VirtualBox. So the way to do that, we're going to launch our command line. Okay, now we're going to need to be the super user here, so I'm going to type SU. That's going to ask me for my password. Okay, and then I just need to navigate over to that folder. We're going to do a CD, and we're in the etc/apt/sources.d, and we'll just do a quick ls there to confirm. Yeah, we've got the same file list here as I've got in this open window over here. So what I'm going to do is create a new file, and we'll just drop this line in there. I'm going to go ahead and do nano, which is our simple editing program, and we're going to call this one virtual-box.list. Okay, and I just need to drop this line here in there. Okay, so this line is going to tell apt where to look for the deb package that the wonderful people at VirtualBox have prepared and keep in their repository. As you can see, the location there is virtual-box.org. Okay, and we're going to replace Yakd with Stretch. That's the distribution that we're using, or the version number of Debian. Okay, and once we've done that, we've got our repository command there. We're just going to hit Control X. And when it asks us to save, we'll say yes, and it will overwrite. And let me just bring this guy up here so you can see what happens when I do that. So when I hit enter, it exits and creates a file. And you can see I've created the file over here now. So we've got it in the proper folder inside our apt folder. Next to our sources list, there's a specialized folder where we keep our repository commands for our third-party software. Okay, so before we can do an apt update, we're going to need to get the signing key, because apt update will actually, I'll show you right now. Let's just try an apt update. And you're going to notice we're going to get a fail. Okay, so there are no signatures, so it can't download from the VirtualBox repository, or it won't, because it can't verify it. Okay, so you can see it's complaining quite a bit about all that. All right, so we need to get this signing key. One of the easiest ways to do it here, they've got a link to it. So I've shown this many times. This is the actual key file itself. It's full of ciphertext, and it has this tag in the front and at the end. So an easy way to get that file with correct file name and everything else is just right-click on this guy, click Save As. And I'm fine with putting it in my Downloads folder. I'm going to click Save. Okay, so one of the first things I'm going to do before I actually put this in the keyrings folder is I'm going to make sure, to the best of my ability, that I do in fact have their signing key. So an easy way to do that is I'm going to just launch the GPA. Do that later. Okay, so I don't have their key in my keyring yet, so I'm going to do an import and go to my downloads, and let's find it. There it is. So we click open. Okay, so we've imported the public key. So the reason I'm doing this is when I select the Oracle key, signing key, I can see the fingerprint here. It shows me that fingerprint. And let's see what we got over here. So this is the fingerprint that they've on their website. So we got B9F8, which matches D658, and we can just eyeball the rest of it all the way over to AECF. So you see we got a match. So that's a good verification step. Now it would be much more thorough to actually meet the developer in person and see them face to face and have them write down the fingerprint, so that you can take it home and compare it to the key or the fingerprint that gets generated when you download their signing key. But this is pretty good. We've got an sort of independent verification of that fingerprint. So the one that they have on their website matches the one that got generated after we downloaded the signing key. So we have a pretty good idea that we've downloaded the signing key properly. Now what we need to do is put that signing key in a special folder. So I'm going to open a new window here and bring it down here. So what I'm going to show you, there is a special folder for third-party signing keys. We're going to go to other locations, computer. We'll go down here to a USR and share, and then we're going to go down to this special folder here called keyrings. There it is. Yes. Okay. And you can see there are a few keyrings in here. I've got the Sublime Text keyring. I showed you guys how to do this on a previous video. So we just need to get the keyring that we downloaded over to this folder. So it's not too difficult. So let's exit this real quick, and let's get over into the downloads folder. Okay, we'll do our ls, and yes, the file that we're interested in is still there. This guy right here. I'm going to copy that while I'm looking at it. Okay, now I need to become a super user again on this. Okay, I think you can achieve the same results by doing a sudo, but every now and then I sudo and I get some permission denied stuff, so I'm just going to play it safe and be the user. So we're going to take the file, we're going to copy it. Well, we can move it, I guess. We've already verified it. Check the fingerprint. So I'm going to do a shift control V to paste the file name that I'm interested in, which is in the current folder, and then I'm just going to move it over to the USR share /keyrings folder, and as you can see, it's open down here. So as soon as we do that, bam, there it is. So we got the Oracle VBox keyring over there. VirtualBox. All right, so let's CD back here, and let's try another apt update and see what happens. And it's going to fail spectacularly again because we've got the right, it's going to the right repository. We got a key, but we need to tell it where the key is. So in order to do that, there's a special command that we need, and it's going to be assigned by. And I'm going to get most of it in here for you. So let's go back to our third-party list. So that's over in the apt folder. Sorry, etc/apt/sources.list.d. Okay, there we go. Let's nano into the VirtualBox. .list. Okay, there's our file there. Now, right after the deb, I'm going to paste this command that I had in my text editor. See, this is going to be assigned by. So we start with the square bracket. We say signed -by equal, and then we put the location and name of the file. So I've got the USR share /keyrings in there already, and we're just going to put the name of the file, which is Oracle _VBox _2016 .asc. And then I just need to close that square bracket there. Whoops, pardon me, square bracket, and a little space there. Okay, so now you can see I've got a little qualifier here that tells apt where to look for the signing key that we downloaded and put in the keyrings folder. So now that we've got this command complete, we'll just hit X and we'll say yes. Okay, and then we'll do our apt update again. There we go. And lo and behold, it downloaded the file and it didn't complain at all about signing keys. So as I mentioned before, if this is kind of a mystery, basically Debian has a built-in mechanism to verify files when it downloads. And I'll refer you back to some of my verification videos about how to verify software, but it's built into Debian. The GNU-PG software is built into Debian. As long as apt knows where to find the signing key, it can do your verification for you without any further intervention on your part. So at this point, we're ready to install the software. So we've already done the apt update that they've suggested, and let's go ahead and do the install of the VirtualBox. Let's go. Actually, I'm going to CD back. I like to keep things clean. Let's do apt install VirtualBox dash 5.1. I think I got that right. VirtualBox dash 5.1. This is going to give us the latest version of VirtualBox. Okay, so we're ready to install. We hit yes. And Debian does its thing. So it checks the sources list. It finds the VirtualBox deb repository the good people at VirtualBox have provided, and it's going through, and it also will download the software and build it properly and get it installed on your system. And as an added bonus, it even puts it in your activities list. So now that we've done that, let's go down here and whoop. There she blows. Oracle VirtualBox. I'm going to add that to my favorites. We will be using this quite often, so I like to kind of put it up here as high as it'll go. Okay, and there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We've got VirtualBox. I won't go through the initial setup in this video, but we do have it installed, and easy as pie, so to speak. Now let's go back over here. Goodness gracious. Okay guys, so thanks for joining me. I know sometimes I may be a little tedious, a little boring, but I like to do things properly, and I like to keep things neat and tidy on my computer. May not be the same for my house. I am, after all, a dad. Crypto dad, has kids and a family, and house is always in kind of a disarray, but the computer is my world, and I can keep things neat and tidy there. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like my videos, give me a like, and please subscribe. This is just one step towards our stealth system, where we're going to get our full security, privacy, and anonymity. So be sure and join me for the rest of the stuff. There are a lot of good things coming. Thanks again.